everyone, I'm Margie O'Brien with Capital TV. This is a Capital Spotlight. There were reports of people calling 911 for help and actually getting put on hold. Representative Bob Lancia joining me. I know this is something that we've talked about for a couple of years now. It's really become quite the talker in the last week or so.
Yes, it has, and I've got to give credit to you for keeping up on this, but also Katie Davis, the investigative report from Channel 10, because her and I have been working on this together for a couple of years. But interestingly, I think the walkthrough I did, about a month or two ago, actually had a chance 8:30 at night doing a walkthrough, saw some things, and the follow-up that we did and everything. So
During your walkthrough, was there any red flags? Was the building empty?
Well, there weren't enough people on. I saw a sign on the wall that said, formerly 8 people, now 4 to 5. That was a red flag. The other red flag was we went into the server room. They took me into the server room. Now, remember we had the flooding at the DLT on Reservoir Avenue? Well, their server room, they have water stains in the roof, the ceiling. They put tarp there, but that covers the servers. And I'm saying to myself, you've got $15 million, you're only spending 5, you got 10, you can't fix the ceiling and so that doesn't destroy the server. But I'm talking to some of the people. I mean, they're hardworking people. They are stressed out. They are overworked. And that was clear. And
they have a lot on their shoulders.
They sure do.
They're getting the calls for folks at home who are calling 911 for the utmost emergencies.
That's right.
So they're understaffed. There is money, but where is the money?
Well, that's the problem. I mean, you get if you still have a landline, they put a $1 charge. On your cell phone, they put a $1 charge plus 26 cents for geotechnology. So totally, they collect about $15 million a year. 911 ceased to exist as a separate entity in '09. It now falls under the Department of Public Safety under the purview of the head of the state police. So it's $5.4 million to run it, yet they collect 15. So the question is, where does the other 10 wind up? It winds up in, unfortunately, the general fund. And there's the needs. There are needs there. And so I raised that issue, and in fact, I even had a meeting with the governor's people, and we talked about a few things. What really interests me now is break a couple of things for you today. The FCC has taken an interest in what I'm doing, and I am going to have a summit on the 19th of March from 6 to 8 at the Cranston Central Library on Sakonasa Crossroad in Cranston. I'm inviting all the first responders from all the 39 cities and towns, both police and fire, to come in, and even Mr. Steve DeToy from the Rhode Island Medical Society is interested because he says there are some things he can do with 911 operators, teach them that they could possibly do some triage prior to anybody arriving. So it's really amazing. And the other thing I found out is that the FCC is punishing states that steal the 911 money. Rhode Island is one of the states they punished. So I asked the governor's people, how much, because what they do basically, their punishment is they don't give you money for 911 upgrades. So I said, how much money have we lost that we could potentially have for 911 upgrades? Never mind the $10 million we're already not allocating. I'm waiting for a response. But
so the pressure is working. The
yeah.
pressure will make sure that there are a number of people there on a given shift to fill each seat, to be picking up every phone call.
And this is the other news, the breaking news. Katie Davis reported that the total personnel should be 47. Now, we've been saying they're understaffed by 10 to 12. They hired 4 people after all that was going on. 1 went out on sick leave. 2 went out on stress-related heart issues. So the 4 people they hired, takes 4 to 6 months to train them. The 4 people, they were already down 1. They needed, again, 10. But the news Katie Davis broke about a week ago now is they have been given the green light by the governor's office to hire the 10 additional people to get up to the 47-person manning, which is fantastic. However, it takes 4 to 6 months to train them. The other thing is, we talk in the building here about possibly trying to raise the minimum wage to $15. These are people, professional people, their starting wage is only 16 and change an hour. And you want to pay, $15 minimum wage. What about trained people, 4 to 6 months? I don't think, that it really, the pay needs to be increased and the money's there. But now, with this meeting on the 19th, and possibly an FCC commissioner is going to come up to attend this because it's gotten national attention. So I'm kind of excited about that. But I want to see what the police chiefs, the fire chiefs, as well as even Steve DeToy, have to say about what their needs are, because we got to have that connection between the communities and the state.
Well, it's all about the communication. But as you said, if the workers there could be better trained, and not saying they're not trained, but in addition to what they're already learning, to triage things, it will give all the first responders a better idea of what they're actually encountering when they get to a person's home.
That's right, and they may also provide life-saving information prior to them ever arriving. So when Steve DeToy told me that, so I was approached by the head of Police Chiefs Association, I was approached by Steve DeToy, and I've reached out to the head of the fire chiefs. So we're going to see what we bring together on the 19th from 6 to 8 at the Cranston Central Library, and start finding out what those needs are, because the money should be allocated for those purposes, not for any other purpose. And there's plenty of money, and you know, it's disingenuous to put something on a person's bill and then it really doesn't go where it's supposed to go. So we're going to find out what those community needs are, and I think, you know, maybe we can continue to put that pressure on and get those funds where they need to be. Again, all for the purpose of helping people and helping the first responders do the best job they can.
Representative Bob Lancia, thank you for joining us. And of course, people at home are just hoping that the pressure will lead to every time a 911 call is made, someone does pick up. I'm Margie O'Brien with this Capitol Spotlight. We'll see you next time.